Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my little streams. Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed the holidays, and yeah, I just wanted to do a stream, say hello to all of you, and again, as usual, show you how I'm working on a shot from Despecialized. So, so the shot we have here is this matte painting shot. Um, which we're right now looking at the UHD Blu-ray version, and this is what it looks like on the 4K scan of the original from a Technicolor print, of course done by the Team Negative 1 or 4K77 team. This is what it looks like on the DNR version of 4K77, and as you can see, it's more or less the same in the special edition, but looks can be deceiving because if we look at some details here, you can see that this matte painting has actually been redone digitally, or rather they used most of the same matte painting, but they redid the compositing digitally. And of course, optical compositing tends to degrade the material, and I suppose in this case it did pretty severely. You can see like the live action footage is really sort of blurry here, so we want to avoid that, like keep it 4K quality, but have the original matte painting. I'll be honest with you, I already did this shot, and I just want to show you how I did it. So first, of course, I cleaned it up. I don't know how well you will be able to see this in the stream, but if I zoom in like this, maybe it should be more obvious. And another thing, of course, with the digital recompositing is that originally you could see, you zoom in here, or maybe here, for example, you can sort of see the matte painting has a slightly different motion to the rest of the footage. So we're gonna keep that as well. Right, so here's the cleaned up version. And I also made a couple of different cleaned up versions. I usually do, because as you can see, we're in the heavily cleaned up version, we tend to lose some details and get artifacts. So I made a mix between the heavily cleaned up version and the more lightly cleaned up version, where I used the lightly cleaned up version for the live action. You can see here that the heavy cleanup doesn't really do anything to the static part of the matte painting, except of course get rid of more of these artifacts here, or dirt and scratches and stuff. but it does wreak havoc on the live action footage. So I use the lighter cleanup version for the live action part and the heavier cleanup version for the matte painting part. Then of course I did some tracking, tracked a few points in the shot, and stabilized it. You can see it moves around quite a lot in the original, and now it's nice and stable. Of course, we want some of that movement, but we're gonna put it back in after it's all done. Or rather, actually, what we're gonna do is track the UHD Blu-ray footage as well. I did a track of those same points on the UHD Blu-ray, and then I match moved my stabilized original version to the UHD version, and that way we're gonna have the same motion, and we're not gonna have different jitters when we combine the two sources together. So, and now of course we have done that. I did some color correction to match it closer to the UHD version, and I have created this mask, and now we can take this original matte painting with all its original tiny motions and stuff, and actually put it over the special edition footage, but with having the live action stuff also cleaned up and stabilized, we can have a bit of that, and when we put it over the special edition footage, we can mix it so that all the original compositing is kept intact, more or less. What I also did, seeing how much this shot had this sort of haze on it, which may or may not have been intentional, So I did try to replicate that a little bit here, and I actually think it looks nicer. The special edition has these sharpening artifacts, and overall looks pretty fakey. And this actually gives it a nice sort of glow. Makes it look more like film. So I like this a lot. Some color correction, and then you can put the original matte painting over it. A little bit of cropping, and here we are. Let me actually show you the result. All right, I'm gonna let this loop for a bit and read some of your comments. Uh, doing God's work. Thank you. I never tire of hearing that. How many years has this edit spanned now? King Reiko is asking. Um, about 10, I guess. Something like that. Yeah. Um, I think I started. Yeah, I think I actually missed the 10-year anniversary because I think the first version came out in 2010. So, yeah, and we're 2022, so it's actually been possibly almost 12 years. Definitely since I started working on it. So that's pretty crazy. Someone saying 4K 80 almost done. Yeah, that's actually I found out that it was almost done. So that's actually why I stopped working on Empire, because I thought it was further off than that when I started doing Empire, and Empire at that point was the only one that didn't have like a fairly good version. Um, so I wanted to work on that, but since I found out that 4K 80 is almost done, and that will be a much better source for me than the raw scans that I have now, uh, I decided to go back to Star Wars, which is what I'm working here, and well, actually, I should probably point this way. And yeah, that's uh, that's why I'm back to working on Star Wars. I saw another question. Greetings from Germany. Guten Abend. We're getting a lot of messages. Oh yeah, someone asking how much still remains to be done for 3.0. Quite a lot actually, but yeah, we're getting there. Like we're about halfway there, I would guess. Yeah, I'm really hoping for a release this year. I know I said the same thing last year, so don't take me too seriously on that, but I really hope so. Um, what else do we have here? Someone saying, too bad we don't have time travel or pensives to see the actual original theatrical releases of the original Star Wars film, how they sounded and looked back in 77, 80, and 83. Yeah, that has always been my dream. I mean, it's still possible to experience that. Like there are prints, and I know that some have been projected in recent years, but you really have to know the right people, I guess. I have never seen a print projected in the theater apart from the special edition. I actually attended screening of the special edition of The Empire Strikes Back a few years back. It was uh, it was the special edition, but it still was a special experience to see Star Wars projected from film. Have you watched the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special? No, I have not. I didn't even know that existed, but sounds awful. Um, if it's anything, at least if it's anything like the original Holiday Special, which I was thinking about doing something about the Holiday Special around the holidays, but as you can see, I never got around to it. But I might still do something. We're still pretty close to the holidays. I think someone's working on like a 4K version of it. I'm pretty sure it's like an AI upscale, but it could still look pretty awesome. So, um, so yeah, I guess this stream will be a bit shorter than usual since I had the shot already finished, and so it was pretty quick to show you. But I will stick with you for a while and answer any questions you may have in the comments. Um, I'm trying to read through the comments here. I'm not a very I'm not a very fast reader. Uh, yeah, I could probably use some mods to like point out the interesting questions and stuff because not that most of the questions aren't interesting, but there's some repetition and stuff. So I'm trying to dig through it. Uh, Halfway through Star Wars itself, right? Not the whole trilogy. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I'm pretty far along with Empire, and Jedi actually like we have 4K 80 is really good and clean. And there aren't that many changes in Jedi, so I'm thinking I could do Jedi fairly quickly. I was actually even considering like maybe doing it first, getting it out of the way, but we'll see. I don't. Well, actually, one problem I ran into was that I sort of ran out of space on my workstation. I can't really work on three films at the same time because all of the sources, like um, when you look when I look here, like just the UHD of the special edition is, and I have the sources in ProRes, which ideally I would have them in like frame sequences, but that would make them even way huger than that. And in ProRes, the 4K Blu-ray has half a terabyte, and I have like five different sources, each coming in at around half a terabyte. So even though I have a 7 terabyte RAID here, it's kind of difficult to have all these sources together on on the computer. I have a big external drive, thanks to your donations, which really helps. But you can't really work from an external drive, so it's only like a way to store the sources I'm currently not working on. But I need the stuff I'm working on inside the computer, and I can't fit any more storage inside the computer. So so yeah, I don't think I can work on all three at the same time. So I we'll see when 4K 80 comes out. But I think I'll finish Star Wars first and then work on Jedi and Empire at the same time. Someone saying, "Look, the Death Star did have rails." That's a funny comment. It did, but not in not in some of the places where they would really be needed. But that's no rails is sort of a sci-fi fantasy trope. Like in the Lord of the Rings, it's the same thing. Like where are all the rails? So, Yoda Sama saying Lego Star Wars Holiday Special sucked worse than the original Holiday Special. Yeah, I can believe that. Uh, you think you'll leave in Obi-Wan's lightsaber getting its color fixed up? No, definitely not. Not. I'm replacing all the lightsabers with they because I'm pretty sure they were at least in Star Wars they were all recomposited. So I'm gonna put them back in from 4K77. Someone's asking, did you find the Czech CBS Fox VHS of Empire yet? No. Ian, who's regular on my Patreon, um, I didn't, and that's actually I'm actually planning a video for like a Patreon exclusive video about videos I'm planning because I have plans for a few interesting videos that won't necessarily be despecialized related. Um, and one of them is a complete collection of all the of all the Czech Star Wars VHS releases because I'm only missing one last at least to my knowledge the only Czech VHS release I don't have in my collection is the original Empire Strikes Back from that was released in like 1993 or something. It was a Guild Home Video CBS Fox release, and I actually have the box. I showed it in one of my videos. I have the box, but I don't have the actual cassette. So but I managed to find Star Wars and Jedi recently, and I'm still trying to find The Empire Strikes Back to complete the collection, and then I'm gonna make a video about all of the Star Wars releases that came out in the Czechoslovakia and then Czech Republic. Someone saying, did you know there is a Spanish despecialized of Star Wars? It seems like it's your work with a Spanish crawl. Yeah, I knew about that. I actually it was a long time ago, but I think we cooperated in some way. I definitely gave them my blessing. Um, November 17th is the actual holiday special anniversary. Note that down. Yeah, true. It's I guess it was holiday special for the Thanksgiving, which we don't have here, so that's not something uh, that I have in my mind that a holiday special could be for something else than Christmas. Someone asking, I recently got the Grindhouse version of Return of the Jedi. It was awesome. What do you think of it? I think you, I think you like it because you made it. Yeah, I was just gonna say I did. Yeah, I actually like the last couple of times I watched Jedi. I actually watched that well, actually, the last time I watched it, I watched 4K 80 because I was curious how it looked, and it looks awesome. But I actually prefer the colors in my Grindhouse version. So I'm planning on making version 3.0 of the Specialized closer to those colors. Not quite like the color correction I did in for the Grindhouse was sort of hit and miss, but the overall like color scheme and saturation and stuff, I think I'm gonna go with that more than what the 4K 80 looks like. Although I think there's a couple of different versions of that as well, but all the versions I've seen of 4K 80 are sort of muted for my liking, so I think I'm gonna go with a slightly different color scheme there, which is backed up by prints I've seen, like the print that I used for Grindhouse. I saw the raw scans and stuff, and it definitely looked like it was pretty colorful, not so muted. So and also like Pago's 16 millimeter print was pretty colorful as well, as far as I remember. Um, is there a way to compress each movie into less than 8 gigabytes? Well, of course there is. I mean, there is a way to compress it to less than 100 megabytes, but it's just gonna look like ass. But yeah, I mean, 8 gigabytes is like the current versions are 720p, and 8 gigabytes is like the smallest official release. But I've been watching a lot of streaming recently, and like um, 8 gigabytes per movie is, if done correctly, is like perfectly watchable for 1080p. So I think there will probably be like an around that, like 6 to 8 gigabytes 1080p version. I don't know. That will be interesting when it's all finished to decide what formats to put it out in, because I don't think I can author a UHD Blu-ray, so the UHD version will probably just be an MKV of around 50 or so gigabytes. Uh, then maybe I will also make like a 20 gigabyte UHD version, and then that can be still burnt to like a single layer Blu-ray, and then probably like 15 gigabyte 1080p, and then some smaller 1080p version as well. But I'm not sure if I'll still do an AVC HD version. I think that's kind of outdated by now. Do you see there being an end game, or are these perpetual passion projects? Nah, I really want to make these 3.0 versions the last, or maybe like a 3.1 revision if someone finds some like serious mistake in it or something. But I definitely don't want to do like a 4.0 version in the future. I mean, it might happen. You never know. But I don't think we're gonna get much better sources than this. And if we do, then they will uh, be good enough on their own. So, man, The Empire Strikes Back is always the holdout, even on VHS. Yeah, true. The main takeaway with the holiday special is to watch it with riff tracks. It is the only way to actually enjoy it. Yeah, they make fun of the special and the commercials. Uh, yeah, I haven't actually watched the riff tracks version, so maybe it would be quite fun. I don't think I ever watched the holiday special like from beginning to end. I always just skimmed through it and watched like different scenes. I mean, I've seen all of it, but not all at once. Someone asking, has anybody watched the Matrix 4? I have. Um, yeah, that was interesting. I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty interesting. What did you guys think? it had pretty bad action, which I'm not sure if it was intentional or not. Like if it was because the whole film felt like a bit of an fu uh, to the studio that they sort of made them do it. But yeah. For small monitors, e.g., laptops, compression of 4, I guess, gigabytes or even less is totally fine for casual viewing. Yeah, but it's true. But then, if you want a version like that for your laptop, you can just recompress it yourself. Exactly. It makes sense to distribute at a higher quality. Yeah, exactly. I can put out the 20 gigabyte version or whatever, and then if some people want a smaller version for their viewing devices, they can make one. Do you work on shots in sequential order, or do you like to jump around? No, I jump around quite a bit. It's more like I have this list of shots, and I just look through it, and whatever takes my fancy, like this could be interesting to work on. I work on that, but yeah. I don't mind larger file size, but no. Someone said Slayer 925 says I don't mind a larger file size, but no one seems to want to seed or host the files anywhere. It's a pain not having them centralized with easy download links. I agree. I'm still trying to find like a good place for that, but especially now with the 4K stuff, it's gonna be really hard to find something like that, like a hosting service that I mean, I might even be willing to like pay for it, but I don't think I can just upload it to like Google Drive. That it it would probably get deleted. I think. The download can be in parts like the previous version. Well, yeah, but that's exactly something that a lot of people complained about. So uh, there there's a lot of surprisingly computer illiterate people out there. Um, Still put it on the spleen though. For sure, but that had the invitations closed for ages now, so I doubt that will a lot of people would be able to take advantage of it. What about the Internet Archive for preservation's sake? I'm not sure they they would host it, and also I think there's like a pretty uh, there's a like a bandwidth limit or something. The docs, and also for the Internet Archive, it would make more sense to have like the 4K 77 versions there. Is the docs document still operated by you or Handuet? So, uh, the document. Yeah, yeah. Handuet is still taking care of that for me. I'm very grateful for that. And but yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to find a better way to uploaded this time. Probably the links will still be shared in the same way, but hopefully we can find some better place to upload to. Yeah, as far as someone's mentioning like video codecs, yeah, that's I don't know how to approach this, to be honest. Like definitely the 4K will be HEVC, uh, or H.265. But I'm not sure what to do about the 1080p version, because for like legacy users, I guess like maybe the larger 1080p version will be 264, but maybe there I will make like a smaller 265 version. But we'll see. Maybe I will leave that to others to do. You know. Future Etsy Blu-rays? No. Well, not from me anyway. Like I hate those effers. Trying not to swear on these because YouTube might uh, the fist of YouTube might fall down on me if I do. But yeah, you fan edits must never be bought or sold. So I'm definitely never gonna be selling these, and neither should anyone else. Manko saying, I fell asleep during Matrix 4. Um, I did too, actually, for a bit. I watched it at home on HBO Max, and yeah, I did fall asleep during one of the action scenes, and I wasn't even that tired. But there were some aspects to Matrix 4 that I liked. You know, like the meta. The first part I liked, but then it got like sort of Matrix rehash in the second part, and that uh, I guess that was also some sort of a meta commentary, but I probably just didn't get it. With free Menko saying with free software like Handbrake, it should be relatively easy for someone to make their own version in terms of size and codec. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Etsy was selling 2.0, by the way. Yeah, I know, but that's I'm very much unhappy about that. And I get that people are buying them. Like some people, like I said, are pretty computer illiterate, but that doesn't sit well with me. Matrix did not need any of the three sequels, to be fair. Yeah, I agree. I think the first one is a great standalone movie, and then the rest is just sort of unnecessary. What did you guys think about the Book of Boba Fett? And have you watched my review? Because as for me, to sum it up, I thought it was very middling. That it there wasn't anything particularly interesting about it. So, what did you guys think? Did I miss any other interesting comments? Mm-hmm. Have you considered working from a NAS? Would be possible speed wise, I guess. Yeah, but those are like I always found them super unnecessarily expensive. Like what you get in terms of the amount of storage you get, it just costs like three times as much as if you just buy hard drives. So, and I actually have a RAID inside the computer, but yeah, not a NAS, or do you read it NAS? I don't know. I think it's a NAS, like an external hard drive server. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Some of my friends have them and they're pretty happy with them, but that would be a huge investment for the amount of storage that I need. Book of Boba Fett seemed promising, but not sure how memorable it is. Usual 573 says. Yeah, yeah, promising in a way. Like visually, of course, it was pretty great. Like with the budget, it very well should be. But yeah, and I am still looking forward to the next episode. Hopefully, they will do something more interesting. But this first episode was really like sort of by the book and kind of boring. Uh, only burned Blu-ray set that's ever come from me was a present to my nephew, so he wouldn't have to grow up with the special edition crap. Yoda Sama says, "Yeah, I welcome that very much. Like if you burn Blu-rays for and give them to people for free, that's awesome. But just people shouldn't be selling them. Uh, More fun service from Disney, boring. Boba was not menacing whatsoever. Yes, I agree with that totally. And it was like, I mean, it was fan service, but it was not even good fan service. Like, I think the fans who were waiting for some of these things, like Boba getting out of the Sarlacc, they didn't get what they wanted at all. Like, it was pretty boring the way they did it. Um, Someone's saying I watched Solo today, right before the stream for the first time. Um, what did you think about it? I actually liked it quite a bit. Like I think it's my of the new Disney era films. I think that one's my favorite. It could use some improvements, but I enjoyed it. Someone's saying John Webb says didn't watch. Hawkeye was pretty good though. Um, that, that's interesting too. Like with Endgame, Marvel, Hawkeye, of course, being a Marvel show. With Endgame, the Marvel universe just sort of ended for me. Like, I watched it as a sort of serialized like TV show, and then we got the finale, and now all the rest is like all the new stuff feels to me like sort of add-on. Uh, yeah, so I don't. I have zero interest in it. I watched Loki because I love the character, and I was very disappointed with that. So yeah, not interested. It's funny that in the Czech dub of Star Wars, C-3PO says, "I'm not Spielberg," uh, says Ziggy Ital. Ital. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. Yeah. I actually like one of the first videos on my YouTube channel is showing that. Uh, on another topic, when will you make another one of your little vlogs? Um, yeah, I have some footage that I shot for those that I never cut together for a vlog. Um, and to be honest, they were getting such low views that I sort of lost interest in doing them. But yeah, I definitely want to do some still, but it takes a long time to do one of those, and I'm trying to. If I have the energy to do something, I'm trying to put it into Star Wars right now, or something that I'm more interested in, like like retro tech videos and stuff. Um, but I definitely want to do some more vlogs. Like my girlfriend started doing ceramics, like on a I don't know what you call it in English, like the goes goes in circles and you sort of and so I wanted to make a little vlog style video about that because she's making some really nice stuff. I'm very proud of her. Are you looking forward to Indiana Jones 5? Not really. I didn't like 4. Well, I mean, I didn't not like it when I saw it in the theater, but since then I never felt the need to rewatch it. Um, Hoderi says, regarding Solo, I have to say, very, very different take on the Star Wars universe, but an enjoyable ride. Yeah, I agree. Pottery is the right word, yeah. And what do you call the round and round going thing? I know I know it, but I can't remember. Um, uh, King Raikou saying, "I feel the same about the Marvel films. I watched Shang Chi, but besides that, I have no interest in watching MCU films or shows beyond Endgame. I Shang Chi that went just by me. I had no idea that even existed. I only learned of its existence like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it wasn't promoted a lot in the Czech Republic, but yeah. Um, yeah. Well, guys, it's It's almost 11 here, so I think I'm gonna go. Thank you all for watching and commenting, and I hope you enjoyed this little stream. And hope to do this again soon. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and may the Schwartz be with you.